This is a fourth stimulus check, stimulus program, and news update. Supposedly, this is the week that we find out what's going to happen with a fourth stimulus check, with the infrastructure package, whether Democrats are going to move forward with reconciliation. I'll give you all those details. And there's new stimulus programs going on in different states. Some states are giving up to $1,000 stimulus checks. Other states are giving up to $2,000 in hazard pay checks. I'll let you know the current stimulus programs that may be in your state, and I'll give you some other important updates along the way. Hope you're having a lovely Monday so far. If you appreciate these straight to the point updates, hit the like button down below. Let's talk about what happened with the G7 conference in regards to stimulus. So world leaders back Biden for G7 call for more economic stimulus. So the 7 nations, part of the group of 7 nations, they are all for more stimulus to be happening in their countries, which means collectively there's going to be more stimulus happening around the world, which hopefully will not tank the dollar. Here's a little clip of President Biden speaking with the Prime Minister of France, Macron.
We have some things we got to talk about a little bit later, but things are going, I think, well, and we're as we say back in the States, we're on the same page.
We have to deal with this pandemic and the COVID-19. We have to face a lot of challenges, a lot of crises, climate change, and for all these issues, what we need is cooperation. And I think it's great to have the U.S. president part of the club and very willing to cooperate. And I think that what you demonstrate is that leadership is partnership.
In my opinion, I feel like the G7 conference is just a front for something else, whatever they want the public and the media to know. I feel like they already decided on those ahead of time, like the climate change actions, stimulus actions. They already knew that they were going to do that. They just used that time for all these world leaders to have private conversations that the world will never know what they said. At least that's my opinion. Maybe I'm a little cynical. Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. One of the other things that came out of this is China to the G7 leaders. China, I don't know if they're jealous or mad or what. They said days when world affairs are decided by a small group of countries are long gone. Basically, during the G7 conference, they were talking about how they need to stand up to China, and China denounces G7 statement and says the U.S. has sinister intentions. So it looks like some beef is starting to rise between China and the U.S., and the U.S. also took action. So Senate approves sprawling $250 billion bill to curtail China's economic and military ambitions. This was last week, so this is big action against China. Looks like things are starting to brew between China and the U.S., but let's talk about what's going on inside the U.S. for stimulus check, infrastructure, stimulus programs. Let's get into that. So Senate Democrats, Republicans prepare to sell nearly $1 trillion infrastructure deal to the White House. We still don't have a definite plan. We have the Problem Solvers Caucus with 58 members saying that their plan is really good. Then we have the 5 Senate Democrats, 5 Republicans coming out with their plan, nearly $1 trillion. They're saying that their plan is really good. We don't know yet. Looks like we're on the path to reconciliation. I don't think we're going to have a bipartisan agreement. That's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on what you think. If it's going to happen, it needs to happen this week because finally, Congress is in session. So a fourth stimulus check, what's happening with that? We should expect to hear more about it this week. This is finally a week where both chambers of Congress, the House and the Senate, are actually in Washington together, which means stuff can actually happen. Before this, they were both out of town, on vacation, whatever you want to call it, since May 14th. So now they're finally back to talk business. So it looks like reconciliation might be the thing that happens in terms of infrastructure. When it comes to a fourth stimulus check, President Biden is open to a fourth stimulus check, apparently. He's open to hearing ideas. Is it up to President Biden? No, it's up to Congress. So this is the week for Congress to finally take action. There's 2 proposals going on with a fourth stimulus check. We have the one in the Senate that's going to be just a straight $2,000 per month stimulus check presented by Ed Markey, Elizabeth Warren, signed off by Bernie Sanders and a few other senators as well. And then we have one in the House, which is going to be a $2,000 per month until a pandemic is officially over, and then $1,000 recurring monthly payments a year after the pandemic is officially over. Will any of these make it into it? Not sure. We're still waiting to hear what's going to happen with the infrastructure package. If it goes through reconciliation, then a lot of these other stimulus programs like the increase in Social Security, home buyers credits, a lot of things I've mentioned so many times on this channel, those things could enter into the reconciliation package since it doesn't need any Republican support. Now, moving on to state stimulus check programs, there's a lot more of those going on, especially since the $350 billion has been moved into state accounts, county accounts, towns, cities. So California and Florida are sending out more stimulus checks. We already knew about California. If you didn't know about Florida, Florida is also sending out $1,000 stimulus checks, which are going to go to first responders and teachers. And then California is sending out those $500 or $600 checks and then $500 checks to families with households. Then it's going to go, more checks are going to go to the Cherokee Nation. Individuals who I guess are of Cherokee heritage, they're going to get a $2,000 stimulus check. So those are stimulus checks there. Then in Oregon, we have a hazard pay program. So Oregon lawmakers propose new stimulus for essential workers. So this is going to so basically, it's going to go to workers who stayed on the job through the pandemic. It's going to give them up to $2,000 in stimulus payments and a separate $1,200 payment to unemployed Oregonians who return to work in frontline jobs by fall. So we have a $2,000 hazard pay payment, and then for anyone unemployed, it looks like a back to work bonus with that. And then in New Mexico is offering COVID relief for those who don't qualify for federal stimulus checks. So New Mexico is gonna give out their own stimulus checks to anyone who didn't receive a federal stimulus check. New Jersey is going to, in terms of New Jersey checks, so you should get cash from the state's $5.2 billion tax windfall, according to Republicans. So to get a $500 New Jersey stimulus check, you have to have an income for individuals less than $75,000, couples less than $150,000. North Carolina, we have North Carolina bill would give school stimulus funds to low income and middle income families. With this one, it's going to give up to $10,000 school children could be eligible for $1,000 payments to their parents under a new version of a bill that was just passed in Wednesday evening. So it looks like $1,000 checks to school children will actually go into the parents. And then New Jersey is also going to give a $500 stimulus check there. And Nassau, so $375 per Nassau homeowner. This is Nassau County, New York. It's actually where I was born and raised. And so $375 for all the homeowners there. How much was that going to be? That was a few $1 billion or $100 million that they were going to dedicate to that. It's going to go to 300,000 Nassau County homeowners. And yeah, so those are all the different stimulus check programs. More and more of those are coming out on a regular basis with new money from the American Rescue Plan finally into the accounts. So subscribe if you want more stimulus check and stimulus program and hazard pay program updates like that. I'll just kind of go through them really fast so you know what's going on. Now, in terms of tax refunds and stimulus checks delayed by identity fraud crossfire. So according to the IRS, they flagged more than 5.2 million tax refunds for fraud last year, a nearly 50% increase over 2019. So if you're waiting for tax refund and stimulus checks, the IRS just said, hey, we're delayed, we're backed up because of fraud. But I feel like they could have told us this a little early on. I feel like this is an excuse after the fact of why it's taken so long. In terms of the $10,200 tax refund, seems like more people are getting it, just not enough. Out of the 13 million, looks like 2.8 million have been sent the check, either paper or direct deposit so far. And then this is a tweet by Bernie Sanders that just came out. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, personally I'm an independent. I think Bernie Sanders brings up great points. Even though he claims he's an independent, he kind of leans a little more left as a Democrat. But regardless, he says, 400 richest Americans' wealth in 1991 was $288 billion. 400 richest Americans' wealth in 2021, $3.2 trillion, tipped minimum wage in 1991, $2.13 an hour, tipped minimum wage in 2021, $2.13 an hour. We must create an economy that works for all of us, not just the billionaire class. Great point right there. So hopefully we'll see what happens in this upcoming plan. Bernie Sanders is one of those that wants the reconciliation process to happen. This way, more friendly stimulus programs could be in there, as I've mentioned on the channel. That is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Bye. And hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. That's just my sister clip, but now we're doing my clip. So what I'm talking about now is to you, like when someone's hurt, you should definitely help them, because that if it's like really bad, then you should actually help them. Like I helped a couple of my friends and they loved it. So that's what I want to say for today. Bye. Bye.
Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. So actually over the next few days, have a lot of personal stuff going on. I might reveal it later on. So in terms of upload times and days, it might be a little inconsistent. It might be later in the day. I might miss a day or two. I'll let you know of what's going on with that personal stuff actually later on. It's pretty big news. Nothing bad, but I'll let you know about that later on. Anyways, if you want to check out more of my videos, you could click this link up here for some of my other videos on my other channels, or click this link down here for stimulus updates. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.